Donal O'Callaghan, priest from the Diocese of Clyne in Ireland, and I work with young people. My work in recent years has been very much work in community, a community I set up in 2003 for young people who need time out. We look after young people who do not have problems with drugs or with alcohol or any kind of addictions, but who really need space and time to rethink where they're going in life. Some of them may have had problems with some of these addictions, but by the time they come to us, they've already been free of those. And they need the space and the time to see what is the best role or best position for them in life. And we give them that place and time to change what is necessary for them to change within themselves so that they can enjoy life more fully and participate more fully in everyday activities with their peers. Many of those who come to us are people who have already qualified and are professional people, but who were unhappy with what they were doing in life, weren't getting enough satisfaction from it, and felt maybe that they had been pressured into a particular role. So by having space and time to rethink, they're able to redirect themselves. Our program is very much a spiritual one and is very much influenced by the events here in Medjugorje, in that over the years since 1984 I've been coming regularly to Medjugorje, and during that time I've watched the development of many new and young communities, many of them addressing different areas of life and offering religious life very often to young people. But I've always been, as a priest, concerned about the number of young people who just don't make it as well in life as many of their peers, because they're unhappy with the way they're living. And then we have a high incidence in Ireland of suicide. Over the years, working as a hospital chaplain, working in various different parishes, I was always conscious of the fact that you hadn't much available for young people who were in difficulty, who didn't have a drink problem or a drugs problem, but who nevertheless were struggling. And I looked to see if there were communities working in that area, and again I began to realize that there wasn't anything anywhere that was addressing the need as I saw it. So that was what led us to set up the community that we have. We were also influenced, I suppose, by the reality that a lot of the communities here work on divine providence and allow God to provide everything that's needed. So it was on that basis too we set up our community. I remember asking my bishop for permission to set up the community, and he asked me how was I going to do this, what was the financial background, what would support it, and I would have said to him then that we would depend entirely on divine providence, that we didn't want to be financially backed by the diocese, and we were quite open to letting the Lord provide us with what we needed. Since then we have been 9 years in operation. We've looked after about 100 young people in staying residentially with us. Of those, the vast majority of them have gone back to work, some of them back to education, others have remained still with us. Most of them would have lived up to their commitment for 6 months. Quite a number of them would have been longer than that with us. We tend to keep them as long as they need to stay with us, and yet we're anxious that they make progress and get back to living a normal, happy life as soon as they feel ready to do that. Some of them have gone on to enter religious life, and some are in seminaries. The whole purpose behind what we do is to provide for young people a space and time to rethink what life has to offer them. And we do that very much on a spiritual program. We would be very open to the messages coming through in Medjugorje of the need to come close to Jesus, to rely on him, to open ourselves to him in prayer. Prayer is a big part of our program. We begin every morning with the Holy Rosary, followed by Holy Mass, followed by a time of adoration and part of the Divine Office. We have about 1 hour's prayer every morning at the beginning of every day, and we have about 20 minutes to half an hour of prayer together as community at the end of every day. In between, there were other times for prayer and adoration. We have a very good humanitarian outreach that's slowly built up over the years, and we provide medical equipment and disability equipment to various other charities and places of need. A considerable amount of that has come to Bosnia. Through our contacts here, we have been able to provide a lot of hospital equipment to Mostar, some equipment for disability for children in Kiselak, a lot of equipment for a nursing home in Stolac, and there is a considerable amount more on its way at this time to various needs. Belarus has received a lot of equipment through the Chernobyl Children's Fund in Ireland. Some of it we have been able to donate to them. And regularly we are able to bring medication as well to those who are in need. So again, it's all grown out of the same community and our activities. So thank you very much for giving us the opportunity to share this with you, and we would like to do the same again in the future. Thank you again. God bless you.
Thank you.